Hello and welcome all you amazing people. We have a new challenge. I'm going to speed through the first run so you can see what's up. And you're probably wondering what's going on. Well, it is a death challenge. I'm going to die as much as I can. Okay, so let me tell you about this. I've been dying to do this one, like for months. There's actually an archive on the Creator Challenge Discord of a lot of old challenges that they have done. And this one was one that was in there that I thought I really wanted to do. It seemed like the most fun one I could see. And so we're doing it. They got them to actually redo this challenge, and I'm super excited about it. Now, I'm doing a lot of the stuff that you would expect. I was falling, I was drowning, the magma blocks. Later at the end of the challenge, because this is a 14-minute challenge, the only thing we're given is a bed. The other thing that will happen at the end is it's night, and you'll get 3 or 4 or more deaths by the mobs that pop out at night. So you can pretty much guarantee that there's 3 to 6 or so more deaths that you can add on at the end. So really what you're trying to do at the beginning is figure out what special deaths you can do. And I thought this panda was gonna be a special death. But it turns out only one type of panda will actually attack you. And I didn't know that, wasted a lot of time. But this was a really good learning experience, trying to figure out which things actually work, which things don't. What things take a lot of time, like this one right here. So getting lava to turn wood and on fire so that I can be on fire as well as going into the lava took a lot of time. And I couldn't really figure it out. So I wasted time there, and I realized that's probably not one I would go for in the future because it would actually hurt me time-wise. The dolphin one was a really cool one you saw just there. That worked out really good, and that gave me the idea to do pufferfish. So I really wanted to get a pufferfish kill, but this was tough. As you saw there, I drowned instead of got the pufferfish kill because it takes so long. They actually kind of swim away from you whenever they attack you. So it takes a while to get yourself down low enough and then have them come after you. But now I'm here just grinding out the last few kills, and I got myself a pretty good score. When this is all said and done, I ended up with a score of 12, which actually puts me up there with the other players currently on the scoreboard. And I'm really happy with that. First time out, a score of 12. I loved it. It worked out. And now all I have to do is play some more and try to get better and better at it. But before I show you my best run, there was one run that had something unique and cool in the middle. If you see here, I ran across this portal and it only had one missing block at the top and one crying obsidian at the bottom. And I decided to try to go to the nether. And it took me a long time, a stupid long time to break it. I wasted a whole lot of time. But I was thinking, surely, when I get down into the nether, I'll have tons of deaths. But I didn't. I got one to the ghast. I got one to an enderman, which I could have got above ground. I got one to fire, which I also could have got above ground. So I just turned out in a bad biome. The gas was the only thing special about going to the nether, and I realized it's not worth it. No more nether for me. Okay. The main event, the one you've been dying to see, at least the one I've been dying to show you. I'm not sure that those two things are the same. I'm sure you've not been dying to see this, but I have been dying to show you. So I spent one evening doing these runs. I didn't want to spend, days and days trying to get an amazing score. I just wanted to sit down one evening and play this challenge all evening and try to get the best score I could get, and this is what I ended up with. So we're gonna start off with a wolf attack, which has become one of my favorites. As long as I'm in the right biome, that works out great. I do apologize that there's no sound. I don't know what happened. I don't know why Minecraft and OBS didn't record any sound. It happens sometimes. And if it was a regular video, I might record my content again. But with a challenge like this one, I can't go back and just repeat the exact same thing over again. That would be, well, I guess cheating, right? Yeah, that's called cheating. That's the definition. Okay, a berry bush is another fun one. These two basically are a combo. The wolf and the berry bushes, you find yourself in this taiga biome. Those basically are going to be guaranteed 1 and 2 deaths for you. You saw me try to take some small fall damage. There was multiple runs where I completely forgot to just fall and die. I had a really good run and I missed having a over-the-top score because I just didn't fall. Why didn't I fall? I don't know. But I learned my lesson, figured it out, and now I make sure and do it earlier on. So I'm starting to take some fall damage there. Don't worry, I'll get around to it later. That lava or magma block was one I tend to do with ruined portals, but I found that there, so I took advantage, and this suffocation trick is totally a favorite. I'm sure people have thought of this, but this is one I thought was pretty clever. Not too many of these deaths are clever. I mean, you're just going and getting killed by a mob or something, but I think that one's a pretty clever death. So I'm proud of that one, and I'm proud that I figured it out. Now, there are 2 types of drowned. There's the regular drowned, and there's the trident drowned. I'm looking for both. Unfortunately, I actually drowned. I wasn't killed by a drowned. I literally drowned in the water, but that did count. I needed a drowning death, so that counted. That was good, I got it out of the way, but then I needed to come back here and get this drowned death. Some of these mobs were a little bit tricky when there's other things around, when there's other factors at play, like being underwater. That was super tricky. But okay, that was a quick run of deaths, and now I'm gonna have a little bit of a break until I find something new. I kind of find that happens. You can hop in the water and do a bunch of like water deaths related, like drowning and the drowned, and magma blocks underwater, or dolphins or other types of creatures. Then you have to like go to a different area and do a different set of deaths. Like if you find yourself in a desert, you got cactus, or if you find yourself in a cold biome like I will later, you have polar bears. So each run is a little bit different. You kind of need to have a catalog of all the different ways to die back in your brain. Since we have a moment here, there's been a joke running around on our Discord for this challenge that it was already in my head beforehand, and everybody else is thinking the same thing. There is this public service announcement. This was a public service announcement in Australia for public transportation, and telling you to be safe around trains and buses and other vehicles. And it was this amazing song called Dumb Ways to Die. Dumb ways to die, dumb ways to die. I probably didn't sing it correctly. It's hilarious. And they use like the little Mr. Men type people, that's more of a British thing, to die in all these insane, funny ways. Check it out on YouTube. I'll put a link down below. I can't really sing or play the whole thing because, copyright stuff. But you gotta check it out. It's hilarious. Okay, there are 3 different types of deaths I could get here, all fire related. I already got the magma block. Then you go in lava, which is a different one, and then you set yourself on fire, and that's a 3rd one. They're all 3 different ways to die, but they all can be found here at these ruined portals, which I found was, essential. If I did a run without a ruined portal, I basically wasn't gonna have a good run. So I pretty much depended on these ruined portals for having a good run, because they got me possibly 3 deaths in this one location in less than a minute's time. Now remember what I said about getting a bunch of deaths in one area and then needing to move to a new area? Well, I got those 2-3 deaths there at the ruined portal, and now I needed to find a new location for a death. But forests and plains are the worst. They're the worst. There's like nowhere to die in them. I mean, other than the regular stuff that you do, the falling or, maybe falling in lava, but the things that you got already, there's no special ways to die in them, which I guess is a good thing. I mean, most of the world is covered in that stuff. So, most of the Minecraft world. So I guess that in that way, Minecraft's not too difficult, but in a challenge like this, it's terrible. So I'm gonna take this boat, I'm gonna go over to the ice biome, and hopefully get a polar bear kill. And I'm thinking with those tall peaks, I can also get a fall damage kill. And I'm also going to be on the lookout for powdered snow. Now, I don't think powdered snow is on these, but I'm going to keep an eye out just in case. I'm pretty sure powdered snow is only in really tall biomes. Actually, let me know in the chat below, are there places other than the top of a mountain where you can find powdered snow? I'm not entirely sure about that. But here we go. We are speeding around. I'm thinking I'll fly across this thing, find a polar bear, get a kill in like 10 seconds, and be done. And there's no polar bears anywhere to be found. Yeah, I don't really know what this is about. I think what it's about is how quickly I was moving about my environment. I think I found, like with elytra or boats on ice, that sometimes if you're moving in and out of chunks too fast, that maybe you don't get mobs to spawn. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I think it's different for Java and Bedrock. Any of you Bedrock players out there, if you know about the speed at which, or how slowly you need to move through an environment for mobs to, I kind of thought they were instant. I thought as soon as you went into a biome, excuse me, into a chunk, that a mob would form. But I don't think that's the case in this scenario. At least that's not been my experience. So I'm kind of giving up on the polar bear for now. I see this tall tower here. It's gonna take, I didn't bring any blocks with me. Oh, I guess I do. I just now saw that I had 7 wood. I did not realize I had 7 wood on me whenever I was doing the challenge. Oh, hindsight is 2020. I didn't realize I had that on me at the time. Or I probably would have used it to move up quicker. But I made myself a little staircase. I'm kind of glad I did make a staircase because I have to come up a couple times. It's, you know, the number of times I have fallen and died is almost countless. But now that I'm in a challenge where I'm trying to fall and die, it's like impossible. I mean, look at this, I'm way up here. Look, I hit myself on the way down, and I have to go back up a 3rd time. It's just, it's silly. I have literally lost entire series that I've been in because I just fell. And of course, I forgot my bed. So I'm not gonna freak out about it. If I had done that at the beginning of a challenge, I probably would have just started over. Not having your bed with you really kind of makes things difficult. But I realized I still don't have that trident kill. I do have the drowned, but I don't have the trident drowned. So I'm just gonna swim my way over, trying to find a trident somewhere underground here, or not underground, in the water, and hopefully get that trident kill. And then on the way, fortunately, I just boated to the edge of this iceberg rather than being in the middle to do my jumps, so I should be able to pick up my bed. And that's kind of what I'm going for here. I'm also stalling because the last 3-4 minutes of the challenge, it will be nighttime. And that's when all the nighttime mobs come out and you can get yourself a bunch of those kills, you know, creepers and zombies and such. So I'm just looking for the trident zombie, the trident drown, which I didn't find this time. But I am coming over here close to where my bed is, and I'll be able to pick that up and I'll be able to continue on. Now, something super surprising happened when I found my bed. Check it out. We're gonna move up here. We're gonna find it, go around the corner. There's my boat, good, so the bed should be nearby. Where is it? It's right around this corner to, okay, behind me, there it is. Look, right there where I was. It's a polar bear. Now I had to move quick. I didn't want him to kill me before I set a spawn because his baby is there, so they attack you when the babies are around. So here we go, a quick little death by a polar bear, and the sun is going down. So I know that I need to get on my way to go back to an area where I find lots of the regular mobs. You don't find that obviously on ice. I guess some of them do, but not all of them form on ice. Oh, and that trident guy, that was very lucky. This was probably one of the big luck finds. The fact that I could kind of consider the trident to be over, and then finding him at the last second was one of the 2 or 3 things in here that I feel like put me over the top. It's not just something I worked for, but something that I just stumbled upon. So that was really nice. But now I'm just kind of waiting. I'm waiting for night to fall. I'm gonna check things out, wait to see if any mobs will show up, and then get my last few kills. Usually I get like 3 or 4, right? So you got your zombie, you got your skeleton, but look here. Not the regular zombies. I had zombie villagers, and that actually is a different death message, as you see there. So that's a different kill than a zombie kill. Now, I was hoping that a baby kill would be different than a regular kill. I was hoping I'd get a message. Maybe I can ask the people on the challenge if they count the baby kill as different, even though I didn't get a different message. I'm not going to count it though. It didn't give me a different message. It's still just a zombie villager, but so I'm going to count that as the same as a regular zombie villager. But I picked up the spider. I'm gonna pick up the zombie here. Now, I don't have my bed anymore, but that's not really a problem. I just keep going back to spawn, and that's working for me. I'm just gonna run around. Oh, skeleton. He announced his presence. I completely would have run away from that skeleton if he hadn't shot at me. He's like, here I am, check me out. So here we go. I'll get this death from the skeleton. I have to make sure the zombie doesn't snipe the kill before the skeleton does. Now I'm looking for a creeper. You know, creepers are funny. They'll pop out of anywhere, anytime, all over the place, and surprise you. But creeper, I feel like, is that one mob that anytime you really want it, and it should be no problem, they're not around. I don't really know what it is about creepers. I should probably check to see what the spawn rates are on creepers versus other, because I have a feeling that even though they seem to be around all the time, I think their quantity is actually lower than like skellies and zombies and spiders. I could be wrong about that though. That's just really a guess from previous experience. So I'm just gonna run around here, hopefully find one. The funny thing is, if I had stuck around till daytime, I probably would find one underneath the tree. But I don't have that long. I only have here another minute or so. So I'm kind of winding down. I feel like it's a really good run, but then I see the green through the trees. Kaboom! The only good creeper kill I think I've ever had. So I think I'm done, but I have one more idea. This is the one that pushes me over. I'm thinking that strays spawn, and looky there, they do. Strays do spawn out here on the icebergs, and that's a different mob, a different kill, and they're gonna take me to the top number. This kill will put me at number 17. That's 17. Now, that may sound like not a huge number, but if you think about it, this challenge is 14 minutes long, so that was more than a death every minute. And a death actually takes a little bit of time, even just like knocking your hearts down. So unless you're gonna be in like a death loop, which is the same thing over and over again, it's tough to beat. Like 15, I did 2 or 3 15 runs. And I thought those were good, but the top score currently is 15, so I really wanted to beat it, just to be on the top of the board once. So my score 17 is going to do it. I love it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you found it adequate.